All right, let's talk about something that is a total game changer for Swift developers, structured concurrency. We're going to dive into how Swift takes the, let's be honest, chaos of asynchronous programming and turns it into something clear, predictable, and just so much better to work with. I mean, if you're a developer, you've been there, right? You kick off some task to run in the background. The user taps something else, and whoops, where did it go? Is it still running? Is it chewing up memory? That feeling of uncertainty, it's the source of so many headaches and some really gnarly bugs. So to really appreciate how great the solution is, we have to look back at the problem. Let's take a quick look at the before times, what I like to call the world of async chaos. And yeah, this slide pretty much sums up the anxiety of old school async code. Tasks were like these free-floating agents just doing their own thing with no real connection to anything. It was a nightmare trying to track their life cycle, which led to the biggest danger of all, orphan tasks. Those things still chugging away in the background long after you needed them, just leaking memory and wasting CPU cycles. But the good news is Swift gave us this incredibly elegant way to tame that chaos. Let's get into how it brings some much-needed order to all of these unruly tasks. And here it is, structured concurrency. The main idea, the absolute key, is hierarchy. Seriously, think of it like a family tree. Every single task has a parent, and that parent's life, its scope, how long it lives, is in complete control of all its children. This one simple rule, it changes everything. So this whole hierarchy thing gives us 3 huge wins. First, our tasks are now well scoped. Their entire existence is tied to a specific chunk of code. They can't just wander off. Second, they become predictable. We know for a fact that a parent task will not finish until all of its kids are done. And finally, all of this just makes our code so much easier to manage. Okay, so that's the what and the why. But how does Swift actually make this happen? Let's break down the building blocks. And to make it super simple, just picture a manager leading a team on a new project. First up, we have the task. This is your basic unit of work. In our analogy, this is the individual team member assigned one specific job to do. Now, here's where the magic starts. When one task creates another, that new one is called a child task, and it is automatically tied to its parent. It's like a team member's work being part of the manager's project. They can't just go off and do their own thing. And this is the most important part. Their work cannot possibly continue after the main project is shut down. A child simply cannot outlive its parent. But what if you need a whole team to work on different things all at once? That's where task groups come into play. This is the tool the manager uses to kick off and keep an eye on a whole bunch of child tasks, all running at the same time. Okay, you go fetch the user's profile, you get their posts, and you get their friends list, all at once. The task group manages all that work and lets you know when everyone's finished so you can safely put all the results together. Okay, so we've got the structure, we have the hierarchy. What do we actually get out of all this? Well, this is the best part, the benefits you get for free, and they honestly feel like superpowers. This slide just lays it all out beautifully. First, automatic cancellation. If you cancel the parent task, boom, Swift cancels all the children for you. No loose ends. Second, safer resource management. This structure absolutely guarantees you won't have any of those orphan tasks left running. When the parent's scope ends, the work ends, period. Third, better error handling. If any single child task throws an error, that error automatically gets sent right up to the parent. You can't miss it. And all of this leads to that amazing final payoff. Just cleaner code that's 1,000 times easier to read and understand. So let's go back to that first slide, our original problem. Look at this now. Before, tasks were running wild and independent. Now, everything is controlled and perfectly scoped. Before, the life cycle was a mystery. Now, it's crystal clear. The risk of orphan tasks? It's just gone. Swift itself makes sure every single task is managed properly. It is a night and day difference. What this all adds up to is a really fundamental shift in how we write our asynchronous code. It takes something that used to be risky and error-prone and turns it into a process that's safe, predictable, and reliable. So here's the bottom line. This is the main takeaway. Structured concurrency helps you write safe, predictable, and maintainable async code. It isn't just another cool feature. It's a core concept. If you're a modern iOS developer, this is something you've absolutely got to master. So we've seen how Swift's clear, powerful hierarchy can totally tame async chaos. The only question left is the one right here. As you get back to your own code, how are you going to use these tools to bring some of this amazing order to your next project? Thanks for tuning in.